Hi everyone, I am Animesh, and in today's episode we have my dear friend Vedant Jobanputra. So Vedant has done his summer internship at DE Shaw. So let's hear it out from him. So hi Vedant, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alim.
So could you tell more about DE Shaw? What does it do and what was the role offered to you?
Yeah, so basically, DE Shaw is a company which has its own fund and uses quantitative methods and excels at technology to invest those funds. But it also has its particular fundamental analysis which it uses and manager discretion to invest in funds. So it has a $60 billion portfolio as of now. And also, the role which was offered to me was the financial reporting and financial analysis of those hedge funds. So this was my role as of now, and I had done many projects based on the hedge funds which were there.
Okay, and the markets in which they invest, are they based out of India? Or
No,
it's-
all the markets are located in US.
Okay. So Vedant, let's say you were to explain this project to a layman, एकदम आसान भाषा में अगर किसी को समझाना तो how would you explain your project किसी को?
ओके तो ऐसा था कि 3-4 प्रोजेक्ट्स थे मेरे पहले के 2-3 प्रोजेक्ट्स होते बेसिक रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट्स थे जैसे कि हेज फंड के बहुत सारे स्ट्रैटेजीज रहते हैं तो हेज फंड को एक अल्फा पोर्टेबल स्ट्रैटेजी रहता है एक टैक्स अवेयर स्ट्रैटेजी रहता है तो ये सब ऐसे बेसिक एक पर्टिकुलर इन्वेस्टर टाइप जो होता है उनको केटर करने के लिए होता है जैसे एक बहुत टैक्स सेविंग इन्वेस्टर है तो उसको वैसे स्ट्रैटेजी चाहिए तो वैसा पोर्टफोलियो बना के उसको बेचते हैं और एक इन्वेस्टर है जिसको बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सेस रिटर्न चाहिए मार्केट से तो उसके रिस्क लेके लेवरेज लेके ज़्यादा लोन लेके उसको फिर इन्वेस्ट करते हैं और एक था ऑप्टिमाइजेशन तो जो टास्क जो प्रोसेसेस थे कंपनी के उनको ऑप्टिमाइज कैसे करते हैं कौन सा टूल यूज़ किया था तो मैंने उसमें पावर BI सीखा था तो पावर BI से सारे टास्क पर सारे प्रोसेस को ऑप्टिमाइज किए थे तो ये बेसिकली 3 से 4 प्रोजेक्ट जो थे मैंने किए थे
So optimization role is basically internal operations. को
इंटरनल
streamline करने
ऑपरेशन
के लिए.
यस इंटरनल ऑपरेशन
But strategy is what is creating value for the client.
yeah that is from the revenue side this is from the cost side cost optimization and revenue sources for the company so both sides are involved.
And in general, if you were to explain, describe your entire experience, how was it?
So, because DE Shaw comes to IMK since many years, so I understood that they had a very structured approach there. The first day we had an HR interaction where we were told how would the SIP go of these 2 months, which points would be the checkpoints, where if you have any clear doubts or when you want to interact with the manager or the senior leaders, so where could you do that? And also my manager in the first week itself had told me that we will be having 3 to 4 projects and how much time should be given to each project and how I would be evaluated. And also there was a final research project based on the CBDC which would be presented to the senior leaders and it was not explained to me what was the reason but then it had a very high importance to the DE Shaw company. But after giving the research project analysis I understood what was the important and so it showed that they had a very structured way of showing giving the interns clarity and how the work progressed so that was a good thing and also the manager and the team which I was working with was very approachable very friendly and my timings also were not as I didn't work late many nights maybe once in a week just to have a checkpoint with the manager to get his feedback. So generally I used to go around 11:30 and come back by 9 unless it's a checkpoint day then it would be 11 p.m.
So it was work from office, not a hybrid mode.
Yeah, so it was depended on the team. So my team used to work hybrid. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday was work from office, and Monday and Friday was work from home. So I also used to do the same. But other interns didn't have that option. It depended on the team.
All right. So how helpful was the first year MBA curriculum in your internship?
So in my first year we had subjects like financial reporting and financial markets and which gave us the basics of valuation, basics of time value of money and also how generally the reporting and analysis is done of financial statements. So since it was hedge accounting the statements were different but then I understood that those basics helped me to work my way through it. So I think basic knowledge of Excel and Power BI also was useful to me, which I not specifically in the first year, but maybe in the second year there is a course on Power BI and Tableau, and also there are hedge fund strategies in the second year, which will be helpful. But the basics mostly were covered in the first year, so more or less it was helpful for my intern.
So for upcoming batches, I think getting hands-on on the tool like Power BI and Tableau could be helpful.
Yeah, Power BI, Tableau, and advanced Excel. Okay. So that would be helpful for me.
And so Once you join as a full-time employee, what's the role that is offered to you and how does the career trajectory look like?
So once we join as a full-time employee, generally the role of an analyst is offered, and maybe in 2 to 3 years, based on your performance, you move to a senior analyst, and then 2 to 3 years again manager, and then there is one senior manager, and finally managing director. So that takes a lot of time, maybe 5 to 6 years at each position. But then generally I've observed that people who have been there in the company are people who have come from industry, from other roles, and have come here because they understand that work-life balance is good here, and DSO as a company supports its employees. So I believe that generally people at the lower levels prefer to go to other companies, but DSO is a company which they feel gives them work-life balance, so they join at a later stage. So this is what I've observed, but it is a good company for at an initial stage as well, because you have a lot to learn there as well.
Okay. Coming to your personal choice, let's say if given a choice to work as a full-time employee, would you be willing to do so after having an experience there?
So generally, so when I had come to an MBA, I knew that finance roles were already being offered here. But then I always wanted to go into consulting. But since I had a background in finance, DShaw was a good option for me to test out whether I actually like it or not. But then after having this, I want to try consulting as an option now before going back to DShaw. But DShaw will always be on my mind. Yes, seeing the work there and the people there, there will always be an option to come back to DShaw.
Okay. So other than work, what else did you like about DShaw?
So other than the stipend which they provided us, they had a lot of facilities for the interns as well. Like there was breakfast, lunch and evening snacks which were of very high quality. So it always motivated us to work more.
Especially coming from IMK.
Yeah, especially coming from
That's
IMK.
a relief.
That's a relief. So that was one of the things. Then they had many other entertainment facilities also. Like there was an indoor cricket nets. There was a foosball table, there were pool tables, and also a gym, which was and Zumba classes for full-time employees, which was going on. So and also even for employees who work late night, like we generally left at after 9. So they had a cab service which was always available during any during the late hours. So those were the additional facilities which were provided by DShaw. That's what made me say that DShaw is a very good company which supports its employees and has all the perquisites which are available.
Alright, so I think that sums our interview for tonight. Thank you so much, Vedant, for your time. So for our viewers, we have tagged Vedant's LinkedIn profile in the description box. If you have any queries, you can reach out to him. Thank you.
Thank you.